All right, hello, and today we are asking the question of, can you play mono red without Screaming Nemesis? Is it still good? Yada, yada, yada. So the short answer is yes, because this list got 6th place in a Magic Online challenge using 4 Ojer. Nova Hellkite is your sort of solo 3-drop, and then a bunch of Razorkin and Scalding Viper to synergize with the Ojer. So I think like there are some other things you could do if you just want to replace your Screaming Nemesis. Terza is obviously not as strong, but it is a really strong 3-drop. So if you just want to be lazy and play whatever list you had before, you can just swap those out if you have these. Obviously, it's a rare instead of the mythic wild cards you got back, so that could be an issue. But yeah, I think the red decks are still going to be good, and we're going to see if that remains true or not. So again, this list got 6th in a challenge, so did well, put up the result. But yeah, nothing too fancy here. I mostly just wanted to make a video for the people that are like, well, what do I do now that they banned my card? But yeah, just Hard Claw, Emberheart Challenger, Burnout Bashtronaut, burn spells, extra shocks, and then blue lands and then mana base. So that's it. Pretty straightforward list. If you want to keep playing red, I think this is a good place to be. Sideboard, we have extra shocks for things like the Mirror Match. Graveyard Hate for the Soul Tie deck. Magebane, I think Izzet decks will still exist. You can, just the nature of 3-year standard is you can ban like 20 cards and people can kind of just keep playing whatever archetype because there's so many cards in the card pool. And then some Sunspine Lynx for the multicolor decks, and Obliterating Bolt is just a good removal spell. So that is it for the list. If you guys want it, if you want to try this out, I will leave the export in the description, and I will see you all in the games. All right, let's go first. Okay, yeah, this sounds fun. I think I've ever cast this card before, so. I haven't cast a lot of these cards, to be completely honest with you. So this only triggers on your turn, right? Each of your turns. Okay, so this is spell. So we want to save that. So I think we just jam the needle. If we find a mountain, then we get tempo. Or bounce spell on it. Discipline, sandbagging the stab is kind of interesting. The one mana removal spell on your 2-drop when you're playing the red deck is not ideal. We'll see what we can do. Possible that we just don't have enough pressure, like they just Kaito us or whatever. I guess it's fine, we can just shock this thing. Just waiting is maybe bad. Now I have to block. Three, so next turn we can start. Oh, this thing will have double strike. Alright, well, it was a pretty decent turn for us where they just sirened and missed on the map value. Kaito time, no. What is this then? Whatever. Curiosity blocks this, but we have strike. So I can just pre-damage Lightning Strike if I want. The Viper's pretty bad. Do I want to press damage here? guess. It doesn't feel very good to do this, but... I think it's correct. I don't know what their hand is, though. Maybe it's just lands. Yeah, if they're spending mana here, it's going to be hard for them to deal with the rest of my board. I think we probably got this one, right? And I have the Soulstone as well. How do I want to block? Is this just like a jump check? They can Kaito me, it's fine. I think maybe they were hoping I just traded. But I think, based off how this game played, they would have had to have drawn it. Oh shit, well. Sure. Now you're really dead. Alright, nice. No Screaming Nemesis, no problem. Okay, blue-black. I don't think I want Lynx. Kinda just don't want anything. Can I just leave my configuration as is? Maybe I could have Shock over Strike. What does Strike kill? What is 3? Just Enduring Curiosity. I'm gonna have Bolt if I think they're gonna have Preachers. That's probably reasonable. Otherwise, I don't change that much. I guess maybe the Shocks aren't that important. Viper's mid, but I think we're just gonna end up playing as a 2-drop most of the time. Maybe we bounce like a map. It's good against Preacher though. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, this one might be one of those games versus blue-black on the draw where you just die. See what they have. Like, whenever you play games like this and they just, like, go Guy Kaito, you just, like, don't really get to play. Kind of removes all the agency from what's going on, but maybe they don't have the Kaito. I guess Nova Hellkite does just answer it, right? So maybe I shouldn't be worried. They're probably not icing this, so maybe we're fine. This card's really good against Kaito. I'm not used to playing red decks, so most of my decks don't just get to eat the Kaito the turn after it comes into play. It just, they untap with it and the game ends. But I do think that is one of the strengths of the red decks, at least in the last format. Like, if you're worried about blue-black going forward, I think it kind of remains true that you do have a decent game one because of the nature of... It's getting countered, isn't it? They didn't use the map. That you just have these haste things that can punish them. Okay, sure. Is it worth? What are you doing? Just +4 life? Yeah, okay. That plays. Alright, do you have Curiosity? Our opponent's really bad at drawing the good cards. It'd be funny if they want to play around Bolt. A mapping there, because we have the bounce. Stab. Okay. Shoot on top makes it so I think the game is over. Fortunately. Yeah, like games like this are just part of what the blue-black deck is so impressive. Is like my opponent didn't draw the cards that are like horribly unbalanced, and they're still just playing a Magic the Gathering deck. But if you ever draw Kaido and Curiosity, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you just get Ancestral Recall 7 times, sure. Okay, what the hell am I doing here? So I'll attack you, and then I have to bounce, play, shock, discard. Maybe it's winnable. I don't know. I don't know what the top of my deck has to be. Just jump. Okay. I don't know utility lands. And they just gave me a free 1/1, which is like extremely relevant from this position, so I'll take it. Still probably not beating a Breacher, but we're definitely not beating a Breacher. They drew 3 1-mana removal spells and then a Shoot the Sheriff, so like that's fair. Like you could have Count on Luck maybe if you were worried about things like this, but the problem with the blue-black deck is like if you play a Phyrexian Arena style card, then you just get murdered. Like it doesn't matter if you have a card advantage spell against Kaito and Curiosity. Like the card advantage spells don't exist because there's nothing on the same level of those. Like it's not like drawing 2 cards a turn is like laughable when you compare the output those cards have. So it is tricky. I think you basically just want to hope that like their draw just doesn't line up, because the blue-black deck does have the issue of like sometimes you don't draw the right balance. Like it is doing a bunch of different things at once. So if they don't have enough removal spells, or if they like draw Kaitos without creatures, or you can blow up some of their creatures. Curiosity's the same way, you can punish them. There's a delicate balance. It's pretty like the blue-black deck's definitely annoying, but I do think it makes better gameplay than some of the other stuff that's been present in Standard. So I sort of understand why they left it untouched, but I kind of wish they would have done maybe hit something in it. It just doesn't feel like a deck that needs both Kaito and Curiosity in its toolkit. Okay, so does anything change? My opponent just cast a bunch of shocks. Let's just go. I don't really know how many creatures they're gonna have. Just go 4 bolts. Could even be on the draw, which is insane. But I have enough removal spells to justify doing it. I'm not gonna do it, just because I don't know enough about the matchup, but if you're playing a red deck, you should try to get your opponent dead quickly. But if we're both just trying to answer all of our opponent's things, being on the draw might not be that bad. It is a little bit harder to just like goldfish them if I know they have a bunch of 1-mana removal spells. I was lucky. Tastes good. Play something with 1 toughness. Thank you. Thank you very much, actually. I think we're just gonna go threat. This is the type of spot where being on the play is a huge difference maker. The fact that I got the Hellkite this thing instead of them just having a way to ice this or just Doomblade it. Yeah, I mean, my draw was just insane, right? Guess this Ojer doesn't do anything yet, but it is threatening. So this probably has to trade here. Otherwise it's gonna die to the Hellkite. Maybe they have Counterspell, but Hired Claw plus Ojer is nice. yeah, I mean, all the red deck, I think will probably just remain in the metagame. Oh, you took 3, okay. Sure. We're racing? Okay. What does this even say? Transform. Red sources you control dealt 4 or more non-combat. I don't even know what I'm supposed to go after here. I guess this. No, I think it's more of a fiasco if I get Kaita the other way. So, alright, nice. GG's. Well, that was a pretty impressive game. Alright, opponent goes first. We have cards. I keep. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, opponent playing on hard mode a little bit. I don't actually know what the correct... What's the punish here? It always gets to 2. I think. There's like a new card coming out that lets you discard 2, which would let it get to 3, but I think I can just kind of wait and establish this. Can't get profs. There's nothing. Steam Core Scholar gets to 3. But I can bounce it. Kind of interesting. Because I can't really prevent... Like, I can't get value off this Hellkite if they have Scholar. I think I should just play for them to not have it. And then if they do, like, it's not the end of the world because I have the reset plus the shock. So, like, my next turn will be good no matter what. And if they don't have Steam Core Scholar and I somehow get to Hellkite this Mako, it's disgusting. Okay, Cure, sure. Same thing. Alright, so we have Bounce Shock. And then maybe we get to Hellkite this on the second way, depending on what their hand is. The Viper's just so good, man. What a strong card. What's more damage? We're at 3, so we can get the double strike on our turn. Cycle, okay, you're just dead as fuck. Holy. Here. It's a thing on the board. I need to find an answer to... I need to find an answer to a lot of stuff. What is this? Or black? Holy. Okay. Another pretty impressive game by our deck. Not really doing the Ojer stuff, but just playing red cards and beating down. Alright, so this is Prof's Pile. Sorry, it's Prof's Pile without Prof. It's Mako Loot. They have black in their deck, so maybe they're doing Reanimator stuff. I'm going to try these Soul Guide Lanterns. Just the fact that they showed me a black card makes me wonder if things are a little bit different than they might seem. They played so many islands. What the fuck is going on? Maybe I'm just like lower ranks because I haven't played in a while, so that's what it is, and I'm overthinking it. I don't know. We'll try the Soul Guide Lanterns. Let's just see what the hell is going on, and we can re-decide how we want to sideboard. But the red decks felt good. I mean, no Nemesis. Like, yeah, that matters. Maybe people will start playing green decks again and they can actually just like brick wall you or whatever. But you still have dragons. You got menace. You can play sideboard cards. There's plenty of good removal spells for bigger creatures. This hand's kind of loose, but maybe my Hellkite will get to kill something. Okay. Oh, okay. So is this we're splashing black for flame, maybe? If they discard land, we get to kill it with the Hellkite. If they don't, we can just shock it. There's a swamp. Okay. Well, this draw has not really panned out. I was kind of hoping things would line up better, but we drew lands, another land. All we have is a Hellkite, so... And I needed this to get value when I had such a land-heavy hand. I also just needed to draw spells either way, so we're just playing Magic the Gathering right now, and it might result in us being dead. I wonder what their hand is. Guess it's counter spells. You're not countering the Hellkite. Go in with this. I guess it's better. My double spell. Well, I guess I can just Needlekin plus animate. That's not hugely relevant, but it might matter. Razorkin. Yep. What's my opponent playing? Playing discard Drowner, Grixis? I don't fucking know. Well, for a game where we flooded out a lot, this isn't unwinnable. You know, I'm ahead on the board. I have a burn spell. I have a utility land. Oh, that's a draw too. That's pretty good here. Yeah, Ill-Timed Explosion, definitely a card that got greatly improved by Nemesis getting banned. I remember building decks with Ill-Timed Explosion and Nemesis, so I could shoot my own Nemesis. Alright, 5-4. Pretty good turn for the opponent. Oh, hello. At the beginning, discard treasure. Okay, let's get a threat in. It's only face. The red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than Ojer turn up. You lost a fear? Holy shit. That was good for me. Happy I didn't kill this thing. So this says, activate only if red sources do 4 non-combat damage. So it's 3. So I'm 2 lands off, I guess. her go. Yep. So what happens if I don't trade these? Should I take more damage? And they drown or they have 2 blocks. They can attack in the air. I guess if I draw a burn spell, it has to be... I don't think there's a burn spell I could draw that isn't lethal. I guess it has to be a shock, and then I'll get double strike. Otherwise, they just can't attack me with their vigilance thing. I guess I'm supposed to just trade these. Like, trade the board and try to top deck burn. The deck is weird. There's so many basics. Have you even played a Fable Passage? Like, Link should be good against Grixis decks. My opponent's deck is just, like, a bunch of random basics. How are we conceding? We're not dead. Okay, well, they're probably going to lose, but... Alright, well, GG's. So that is it for the red deck. I mean, pretty impressive, pretty straightforward. You know, red is not dead. If your card gets banned, it doesn't mean you can't play your deck anymore. It just means your deck is worse. That is kind of the point of bannings, not... I mean, in the case of the VV deck, you know, RIP, but that was with the intent of killing an archetype. The Screaming Nemesis ban, I don't think, was that. So yeah, if you want to try Tursa, you could just do that. I'm not 100% sold on all these Ojers, but they do make sense, right? Like, they work really well with these cards. So I get it. But cool deck. If everyone's Flood Pit Drownering card obviously gets a little worse, sort of. Not really, because its ability still stays there, but like the games where they just have like Cut Down and then you have like a vanilla 4/4 and they Flood Pit Drowner, it kind of sucks. No, not Cut Down, Stab. But, you know, solid deck. You want to keep playing red, I encourage you to do so. I think this list is solid. Kudos to the person who got 6 in the challenge with it. If you guys want the list, it's in the description. And I will see you all next time. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want. Leave a comment if you want. And I will... looking forward to the Avatar set. I'm not a big UB guy, but we've got... we've got a new set coming out, post-standard bans. I'm building a bunch of Pioneer decks. I might make a video over all my Pioneer decks because I just have a bunch of them built. And it's going to take a while to make videos for them. So I might just do a video that's no gameplay, just all the decks I built. So look forward to that. You know, you can follow me on Twitter too. I always post my decks there. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.